Imagine this: a single dad, worried about his daughter's obsession with chess, tries everything to stop her. But then, in the most unexpected twist, her very first move completely shocks a CEO, leaving him in tears. What happened next will blow your mind. Stay tuned, because you won't believe how a 9-year-old girl turned a simple game into a life-changing moment. It was a quiet evening when Jake walked into the living room, where Lily sat hunched over the chessboard, her eyes focused intently on the pieces. The soft click of the chess pieces being moved echoed in the room. Jake watched for a moment, his mind racing with thoughts about how this game, which seemed harmless at first, had started to take over his daughter's life. For weeks, he had been watching her devote more and more of her time to chess. What had started as a way to pass the time had turned into an obsession. Lily would read chess books before bed, talk about famous players during dinner, and even spend hours online studying strategies. Jake had tried to ignore it, thinking it would fade, but it didn't. Her dedication was undeniable, and it both amazed and worried him. He loved that Lily was passionate about something, but he couldn't shake the feeling that it was taking her away from the things he thought were more important: school, socializing with friends, and just being a kid. To Jake, chess felt like an adult game, too complex for a 9-year-old, and he worried it was setting Lily on a path where she would miss out on experiences that were meant for her age. As he watched her move her pieces once again, Jake's thoughts became clear. He knew it was time to intervene. It was time to have a conversation with Lily, one that might change everything. The conversation lingered in Lily's mind long after Jake had left the kitchen. She couldn't shake the feeling of disappointment, not because she thought her dad didn't care, but because she had to face the reality that he didn't understand how much chess meant to her. It wasn't just a game, it was her escape, her challenge, her way of feeling accomplished. Chess made her feel like she was in control, like her mind could outsmart anything, and that was something she desperately needed in her life. Over the next few days, Lily tried hard to balance the two worlds, the world of homework and the world of chess. She sat at her desk, staring at math problems and reading assignments, but her mind kept drifting back to the chessboard. She could picture the strategies she had read about, the moves she had practiced in her head. Every time she managed to complete a set of schoolwork, her reward was a few minutes with her chessboard. But it wasn't enough. The more she tried to focus on school, the more frustrated she became. The passion for chess wasn't something she could just turn off. One evening, after another exhausting attempt to study, Lily closed her books and sat quietly, staring at the chessboard in the corner of the room. Her dad's words echoed in her mind, but so did her own desire to play. She wanted to prove to herself and to her dad that she could manage both. But it wasn't easy. Every time she won a game, a small victory in her own world, she knew it came with the price of balancing what she loved with what she needed to do. And it wasn't always clear if she was succeeding. Jake felt a twinge of uncertainty as Robert's words lingered in the air. He had never really thought of Lily's love for chess as anything more than a passing interest. The idea of his daughter, at just 9 years old, playing against a seasoned CEO seemed absurd. But Robert's enthusiasm was contagious. He had always been a fan of games and had made a name for himself hosting chess tournaments at his company. Still, Jake was reluctant. He couldn't imagine how Lily, who still seemed so young and untested in serious games, would fare against someone like Robert. "All right, I'll see if she's interested," trying to sound casual, though he was uncertain how she would react to this sudden challenge. He wasn't sure how his daughter, who had always played in the comfort of their home, would handle the pressure of playing in front of a crowd. Jake approached Lily, who had been chatting with a few other kids at the event. He could see the excitement in her eyes when he mentioned the challenge, but he also noticed a slight hesitation in her posture. She wasn't used to playing chess in front of strangers, let alone against someone like Robert. "Do you want to give it a try?" Jake asked her. "Robert here would love to play a friendly game with you." Lily looked at her dad, then at Robert, and finally nodded, her eyes sparking with determination. Little did Jake know, this game would be more than just a friendly match. It would be the moment that revealed just how far Lily had come. The moment the game began, Lily could feel the weight of the challenge, but she didn't let it show. Her fingers hovered over the pieces, and then, with a calm confidence, she made her first move. Robert, sitting across from her, chuckled quietly. Well, this should be interesting, he muttered, thinking it was just another easy match. He had faced many young challengers before, and he wasn't worried. But what he didn't know was that Lily wasn't like the others. As the game went on, Robert's amusement turned to surprise. Every move Lily made seemed to have a purpose, every piece she moved strategically placed. She wasn't rushing, she wasn't panicking. She was playing with a calm and precision that made Robert uneasy. He started to feel the pressure build. His usual confidence began to crack as Lily, with each passing turn, kept him on the defensive. The crowd around them grew quieter, sensing the shift in the game. Jake, standing nervously at the side, watched as his daughter expertly maneuvered her pieces, her eyes locked on the board with determination. Robert had underestimated her, and now he was paying the price. Then, with a swift and unexpected move, Lily trapped Robert's queen and placed him in checkmate. Robert sat back in his chair, his mouth agape, stunned by what had just happened. The room fell silent, everyone processing what they had just witnessed, a 9-year-old girl outplaying a seasoned CEO at his own game. Even Jake, who had been unsure, was speechless. He had never imagined this moment would unfold like this. The moment the applause erupted, Lily felt a warmth spread through her chest, a mixture of pride and disbelief. The energy in the room was electric, and for a moment, she could hardly process what had just happened. Robert, the accomplished CEO, sat still for a moment, his face a mixture of surprise and admiration. Then, slowly, he stood up and extended his hand to Lily. "I've never seen a move like that from someone your age," Robert said, his voice filled with genuine awe. "You're a chess prodigy, Lily. I've met many CEOs, but I've never met anyone with your level of talent." Lily's face turned a shade of red, her smile lighting up as she shook his hand. She had won. She had not only won the game, but she had also surprised herself and proved to everyone, especially herself, that she was capable of more than she ever realized. The validation from someone like Robert felt surreal, but it was the pride she felt in herself that truly mattered. Jake, standing nearby, watched the exchange with a newfound sense of realization. As he saw Robert's sincere admiration for his daughter, something clicked in his mind. He had always thought that Lily's obsession with chess was a distraction. He had worried it would lead her away from more traditional paths. But now he saw that her passion wasn't just a hobby, it was her calling. She had a gift, and it was time for him to stop holding her back from something that could shape her future in ways he had never imagined. "You were amazing, sweetheart," Jake said softly, kneeling down beside Lily. His voice was filled with admiration and regret. "I'm sorry I ever doubted you." Lily smiled warmly, wrapping her arms around him in a tight hug. "It's okay, Dad. I just needed you to believe in me." As the applause continued, Robert turned to Jake, his smile wide. "You've got an incredible daughter, Jake. Don't ever hold her back again." That day, not only did Lily's first move leave the CEO in tears, but it also changed Jake's entire perspective. He had learned that sometimes, the best way to support someone isn't by holding them back, but by letting them follow their passion, no matter how unconventional it might seem. Wow, what a story, right? If that first move left you speechless, then welcome to the Black Visionaries family. If you haven't already, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss a story like this. And hey, if you were inspired by Lily's brilliance, drop a like, share this video with a friend, and comment below what you think about her incredible win. Let's grow this family together because amazing stories like this deserve to be heard. See you in the next one.